It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the NFC South. It's the Dirty Birds and the Panthers on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden. And CD, you look at our quarterback matchup in this ball game, that's where the focus naturally gravitates. And I think we have a fairly interesting one here. Marcus Mariota and Baker Mayfield.
And Brandon, I think each one might be trying to play some form of keep away from the other, because when you think about time of possession and what that means in a game, it's great if you're able to hold on to the football and run your offense at your pace. And it also helps to keep the other guy's offense on the sideline. That's your goal for the game.
The Panther kicker, Zane Gonzalez, has us ready to go, and we are underway here from Bank of America Stadium. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll have a former Heisman Trophy winner calling the shots, hailing from the island of Oahu in Hawaii, Marcus Mariota.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm, mobile, a great guy to have in the locker room. He can win if given an opportunity.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Working with a 2nd and 4. Now Mariota. Buying time to his left. Mariota so nimble, sliding to the ground with a first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Mariota. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Mariota to throw it. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Marionitis, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center of the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
After the sack on 1st down, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. Brian Burns, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Now make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The Falcons send out their punter. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Boys, let's go!
So here are the Panthers backed up to start their initial drive. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native. At quarterback, it's Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively, because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Let's go!
What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Mayfield now from the 50. And his throw here is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
54's Mike. 54's Mike.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, They're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there.
Right there, 54, right there.
Here's Mayfield. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. McCaffrey on the counter. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Throwing, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution, because he realized he's in field goal range, no sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. Gonzalez's kick is good, and the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They moved the ball well on their opening drive.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. On the return, here's a dangerous Cordero Patterson. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mariota. That'll be taken in by Demir Bird. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Mariota. Forced out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brian Burns in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball in his hands a lot quicker.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll try the left side. Patterson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Throwing is Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Let's go, football. Let's go. Take it out, baby.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line.
Nice play, man.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Mayfield. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass pass on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Going to the air again with Mayfield. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline, and they don't get the yards after the catch.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. He's got him in. Complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And again, it's Mayfield. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Check. 54.
Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, this from 33. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
No, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Now it's Patterson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Time to look now with our spotlight at the quarterback, Marcus Mariota. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Looking to throw again on second down. Mariota. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
On third down, Mariota. That'll be caught downfield by Bird. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Mariota. He'll get this into the hands of Bird. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Falcons. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Roberts now on the return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Panthers ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch that in. Watch that in. That is right. Kings. Watch that.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is met quickly in the backfield.
Nowhere.
Down he goes, folded like a
Nowhere.
lawn chair. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
for the Falcons. 5 men in the secondary, now on third. Mayfield to throw it. He's going to look deep for more. And that is incomplete. The coverage excellent there downfield, and it leads to a 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Mariota now. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's Patterson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Once more, they turn to Patterson. But he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. And onto the field here come the Panthers. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down.
Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Mayfield now. He'll let this go for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Anderson. Anderson loses the football, and the Falcons grab it. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Mariota now after the fumble recovery. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
From the 41, Mariota. And that is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Matthew Ioannidis able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a run with McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mariota steps away to his left. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Mariota so nimble, sliding to the ground with a 1st down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the left side. Patterson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll try to throw now. Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it drive loose, and the Panthers have recovered. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim fourth quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture. Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mayfield looks to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
And that's Grady Jarrett who forced his way through to register the sack.
Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This one from 46 yards out. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Now it's Patterson.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Mariota sets to lead this offense. Down 9-3. A little under 1:50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Mariota. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Now Mariota. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. McCaffrey following the penalty. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. Gonzalez's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. Well, some field goals are bigger than others, and that one makes this a 2-score game.
And with the way their defense has played all game long, that's kind of a love letter to them because that might very well be all the points they need.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Now it's Patterson. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter, Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.